On November 11, 1831, a black man was hanged in front of a Southampton, Virginia courthouse. Not an uncommon occurrence for the times. But the man was Nat Turner, and the crime for which he was hanged was one of the most heinous of all in the 19th century. Yet,
African Americans today consider Nat very important. He is seen as a freedom fighter because he said we must rise up and take our freedom. In part, his actions led Virginia to side with the South during the Civil War. Dr. Alvin Harris, Tidewater News.
Nat Turner was born in October of 1800, the property of Benjamin Turner. Nat was a slave. By the middle of the 16th century, blacks from Africa were pouring into the New World. The majority arrived as slaves. Others came as indentured servants. However, 100 years later, every black African arrived a slave for life. It was a permanent solution to the manual labor problem for plantation owners. Bloody slave rebellions were somewhat common from the start of the 19th century. But Nat Turner's rebellion was exceptional because of its gruesome scope and charismatic quality of the leader. Turner was a Christian, religious mystic since his early childhood. On August 22, 1831, black slaves led by Nat Turner began a reign of terror on white farmers. Turner was convinced by an eclipse of the sun that
the great day of judgment was at hand. I should commence the great work. I should rise and prepare myself and slay my enemies with their own weapons.
From his famous dictation, The Confessions of Nat Turner, he said,
"It was my object to carry terror and devastation wherever we went. I sometimes got in sight to see the work of death completed, viewed the mangled bodies as they lay in silent satisfaction, and immediately started in quest for other victims."
Thomas R. Gray, a Southern physician who recorded Turner's confession, described the rebel thusly:
"A calm, deliberate composure with which he spoke of his late deeds and intentions, the expression of his fiend-like face when excited by enthusiasm, still bearing the stains of blood of the helpless innocents about him, clothed with rags and covered with chains, yet daring to raise his manacled hands to heaven with a spirit soaring above the attributes of man. I looked on him and my blood curdled in my veins."
At the end of the 3-day rampage, 58 white people were dead. Thereafter, slavery would not be abandoned in the South without a bitter struggle, especially now that the South had pushed west through Alabama, Mississippi, and Arkansas to Texas, creating a revival of the plantation system. At the same time, the North could not rest until every slave was free.